Today's guest is unbelievable at hockey. She played 4 years in the Eau Claire area Stars, where she totaled 331 points in 106 games, 101 games, something like that. Stupid numbers, very, very good numbers. Before she moved on to the University of River Falls, where she's been tearing it up. In 2018, 2019, her freshman year, she made the all WIAC first team. Same thing last year, sophomore year, and she was named to the 2020 CCM Hockey AHCA All-American team. So, ladies and gentlemen, Abigail Stow. Abby, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You had a team workout before this?
Yeah, we did.
Is it weird with all the COVID restrictions or?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year it was pretty weird, but it feels pretty normal now. So it's not really a big deal. The only difference is we really kind of have to wear a mask.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys are skating now. You got a season coming up. Your schedule gets released later this month. Excitement around the locker room going on?
Yeah, we're just really pumped to have a season, honestly, because some teams don't. So we're feeling pretty lucky, and we there for a while didn't think we were gonna have a season. So we're just happy to be able to skate.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this with a couple of conferences, and I'd go through one. I did a preview with the WIAC, and then literally the next day, season's canceled. I did one with the New England Small College Conference. Season's canceled right after the day. AHCA, same thing. And then you guys got announced that your season was happening, and I was so excited for you guys. So excited to be able to watch some college hockey this year. And obviously, you guys must be a little more buzzing with the fact that you get to play college hockey this year.
Yeah, we're super excited. Yeah, we're definitely more lucky than some teams, and it's unfortunate that they don't get to play, but we're gonna take advantage of this opportunity.
It is. And for you guys, the ball's been rolling. You guys had a really good year last year. Personally, you had an unbelievable year. You had 40 something points through your sophomore year. But I want to go back all the way to high school. And first of all, you played with a girl named Ava Keeson. Do you remember Ava?
I do. Yes, we were best friends growing up. We were really close.
So I go to school with Ava. I go to Franklin Pierce. I do a lot of the media stuff with the men's and women's teams out there. But I just saw that and I was like, were you guys line mates? Because you guys both had a lot of points.
Yeah, we've been line mates since youth hockey when we were the only two girls that played with the boys. So and then we were line mates all the way through high school. So we've had our fair share of moments together. Yes.
And I've got to assume she's not very quiet around you, but I'm being brutally honest with you. I've probably spoken more to you in these last 2.5 minutes than I've ever spoken to Ava, and I do a lot with their team. So is she quiet, or is she just doesn't like talking to me?
She can be a little reserved, but once you start talking to her, no, she's not quiet. She's a very loud person.
I mean, very loud. Her game is very loud. She had one of the nicest goals last year. It was an overtime winner, where they came back and won it. So a little moment to be proud of, I guess, as a best friend of hers. But you guys played together, Eau Claire, where you played high school hockey. You went off. Like, you were very, very good. I think didn't you lead the conference? Didn't you lead the state in points all 4 years?
Yes, I did.
So what was going through that? I mean, were you always just a goal scorer growing up, always finding ways to find your open teammates and find the back of the net, or did it really develop when you got to your high school years and got to that higher level of hockey?
Yeah, so when I grew up playing boys hockey, so I obviously wasn't like a standout. I didn't do all the goal scoring, but I've always been a very offensively minded person. So I scored a couple goals, but then once I started playing girls hockey in high school, I took on more of that role that, okay, you're going to be the goal scorer. You got to go score some. And it wasn't like that always in boys hockey because more people scored. But yeah, so it was more of a high school thing is when it started.
And how did your game translate from playing boys over to girls? Did you have a little bit more of a physicality edge to you, or was it pretty much the same sport? Because it is the same sport. So
yeah, yeah. I like to play a little physical, but even in boys hockey, I wasn't much of a hitter, but when I played with the boys, I played with Ava, obviously, and then there was a couple other girls that came in right behind me in high school. So we brought the speed from boys to girls, and that's what made our whole high school career, a little more glamorous. We were able to bring that speed in with us.
And I mean, it's one thing to go a point per game. It's another thing to go 2 points per game. You had 3.1 points per game in high school. Was it seriously like that where every game it was just you were dominating, you, Ava, and I think you had another line mate, a weirder last name, right?
Charlotte Akovic.
Yes, yes, who was also very good in high school hockey. She's playing D1 hockey right now.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
So was it that dominant style of hockey, just every game out? You guys were kind of running the table out in Wisconsin?
Yeah, so our team before we got there they weren't bad. They just weren't the greatest of teams. And so, I mean, coming in, we kind of played a bigger role right away, and we kind of set the tone for people, and we would score a lot more of the goals. But I mean, our other teammates stepped it up too, and they scored lots of goals.
It's funny how that happens when you get those people that come in, they kind of set the tone, they kind of bring a winning mentality, a winning personality to the rink, and it feeds off the rest of the team. But your senior year, 97 points in 29 games in total, unbelievable season. And then you made the transition to college. So what was the transition like going from playing at Eau Claire and then moving, you're staying in Wisconsin, you're playing in the WIAC, you move over to the River Falls. What was that like?
It wasn't, I didn't know what to expect because coming into high school, I kind of knew what my role was going to be, but coming into college, it was going to be totally different. And I was playing with a lot of people that I didn't know. And these girls were obviously some of the best, coming in playing for a really good team already. But they're from Minnesota, so they already play fast, they play physical, so they're more like me. And I think the hardest part was just trying to play at their speed with the older girls, but I mean, they made me feel really welcomed and came in with a little bit of confidence.
And was the location, I don't know the geography of Wisconsin, is River Falls by Eau Claire?
Yeah, it's just a little bit over an hour away.
And so was location a big reason why you decided to stay and play at River Falls?
Yeah, I wanted to play for a good team that wasn't too far. I didn't want to have to travel halfway across the country to go play for a good team. So I think River Falls was perfect for me.
Kind of like going out to New Hampshire and playing Franklin Pierce, traveling across the country.
That would have been fun, but I think maybe it would have been a little too far for me.
Oh yeah. And you said it was a little bit of a weird transition. You knew exactly what your role was going to be in high school hockey, and the faster pace was a little different. But first year, freshman year, 26 points in 27 games. You made the all WIAC first team. A pretty good first freshman year for anybody. What was it like when you got there and you started to get the ball rolling on the season?
I didn't come in with too much confidence because, again, I was playing with a bunch of Minnesota players, and I'd always been told Minnesota players were just better than Wisconsin. So I kind of came in with that mindset, which I shouldn't have. But so I didn't have much confidence. But once I got here, the players were super nice, and the upperclassmen helped me find my pace. And I mean, by the end of the year, I felt like part of the team.
That's unreal. And then obviously you get that award. Were you expecting to make that first team at the end of your freshman year? Or was it kind of a little bit of a surprise?
No, I didn't really expect that. I mean, my coaches told me that I would play a pretty big role coming in freshman year as a freshman, but I didn't expect anything. I didn't really know what to expect, I guess. It was kind of a surprise.
Those are the best ones. I mean, obviously most people, they don't go out. Some people that want to win the awards, that's what they go for. Some people just want to win hockey games, and the best awards I think are the ones that you're not really expecting, and you get it out of the blue. It's like, oh wow, like, thanks.
Yeah.
And then next year, sophomore year, something happened. Something big happened. 27 games played, 41 total points. I mean, you led the conference. You were an All-American. You obviously made the first team. What happened last year?
Well, I knew what to expect. So, and there was parts about my game that, in high school, it's not really a big deal, but going into college, that it is a bigger deal. So I needed to work on my strength, needed to work on my speed a little bit. And I knew those things after my freshman year, especially after talking to my coaches. And so I worked on those over the summer. I worked really hard. And then again, coming in as a sophomore, I had a lot more confidence than I did the first year, which I think played the biggest role. I knew I could finally do it. And I wasn't nervous.
That's a big part, is the nerves,
Yeah.
You know exactly what to expect in those coaches meetings at the end of the year. I mean, you get a little bit of a workout they give you to do. They tell you what you want to work on, and it makes a difference when you get 41 points the next year.
That's big.
But as a team, 22, 5-2 overall, in conference, 9-3. Very good year for you guys. You guys made the playoffs. You guys won the championship. What was it like around the locker room for you guys last year?
Last year it was, we kind of wanted to focus more on us as a team. We wanted to have fun and we didn't want to just worry about the outcome. I mean, the outcome, especially coming from a program like ours with a history like we do, we knew the outcome was important, but we also looked around. We knew we had all the skill that it took. So we weren't concerned about that. Our motto is kind of, have fun, work hard, and it's going to take care of itself. So we just really enjoyed each other. We had fun with it.
And I mean, it kind of worked out. You guys won the championship. You guys played against Eau Claire. You closed the season out against Eau Claire. You split 1-1 at the end of the season. You lost one earlier in the year, and then you beat Superior 1-0. Then you tie them 2-2 in the semis. You move on. You play Eau Claire in the championship. You win, obviously. What was it like getting, first of all, not only the championship, but playing a team, like you said, just over an hour away? That's got to be a pretty good rivalry.
Yeah, so actually at that time I had mono, so I was sitting out. But from the stands, it was intense. I don't think I sat still the whole time. I was standing the whole entire game and I was pacing. It was an intense game, and they're both good teams, and it was going back and forth. It wasn't like one team dominated, but then once it got to overtime, it was pretty obvious. We did dominate. We were the more conditioned team, and it wasn't that we just wanted it more, which we did, but they wanted it really bad too. But I think it came down to, we were a little more conditioned, but it was a very fun game to watch and be a part of.
That's an unbelievable. I mean, you had mono, and that's tough. I mean, it was in Eau Claire. You're from the Eau Claire area. Is that an ice that you grew up playing on, that you skated on growing up?
Yeah, that's where that was the same rink that I learned how to skate. That's where we played all of our high school games. That was our home rink. So I love going back there.
So was it a little bit of a bummer that you didn't get to play in front of, I guess, the home crowd for you personally, and kind of lift a trophy with everybody you love in the stands?
Yeah, it really sucked not getting to play in that game, but I mean, it was fun to watch, and it was fun for our seniors to win it. I mean, I get 2 more years, and that was their last year, so I'm glad that we still got to win that.
And so obviously you guys win your conference, you get to go to the NCAA tournament. You got to play your first game, which everybody I've spoken to, even so the men's team at Eau Claire, I think, did pretty well. And I spoke to Jared Roman out there, and he said that it was like night and day. Just one day was normal, and the next day everything was shut down. So they didn't get to go play in the tournament. You guys got your first game in. Were you back and playing, or were you still out with mono?
Yeah, so actually that was my first day back. I got cleared the night before, so I didn't get a practice. I just was thrown into the game pretty much. But yeah, I mean, the way things ended, obviously we didn't get to play after that, so I'm really glad that I got that one more game in at least.
And then it just goes right back to Eau Claire, right? That next game was at University of Wisconsin Eau Claire, and that definitely, like, just looking at it, it tees up to be a good game. You just beat them in the conference championship, and now you're right back in the same rank against the same team, playing for the NCAA tournament. So, I mean, that's an unbelievable situation, and I mean, the fact that you had mono, that's a killer little tidbit of information right there.
Yeah, it did suck.
But so you guys, the season gets canceled. Everybody goes home. I don't know what it was like for you guys. For us, we had a winter break, and then we just didn't come back. We went to online learning. What did River Falls do for you guys in terms of learning after the season got canceled?
Once the season got canceled, we pretty much got sent home. And then, I mean, are you talking this year?
This past year.
Last year, yeah, we just got sent home, and I mean, that was that pretty much. We did online learning from home. Yeah, I mean, especially us, because we were freshman and sophomore have to live in the dorms for 2 years, so we couldn't go back. We didn't really have anything to go back to, but the upperclassmen, if they wanted to go back to see each other, they had a house at least. But yeah, it kind of sucked that we didn't really have anything.
So you guys got back this year, obviously skating together as a team over the summer. I know a couple of buddies of mine, they play out in the AHCA, and they went up, they hung out for a summer. They skated as a team, kind of 12, 15 guys at a time, just rollerblading in the park. You guys didn't really get to do any of that. Just get together, hang out, have a little bit of fun, or were you guys able to still get together and find ways to bond as a team over the summer?
Yeah, we had summer league, so we come together and we River Falls puts together a team, and Eau Claire and Gustavus and a couple other teams. They make teams, and then we just go and we play. I was only able to go to one of those games, but I've gone in the past, and they're really fun, and it's a good way for like the freshmen to get to know the returners and us to get to know them a little bit just before the season starts, so we're not, just getting to know each other once we're here.
And so that goes right into you get to this year. Obviously, with COVID, you can't really have parties, you can't really hang out, and it's a big part of team bonding. Is parties and going out on Friday night, Saturday nights. I don't know what kind of night scene Eau Claire has or River Falls has, but I know at Franklin Pierce it's dead. There's nothing. You've got the hockey houses, you've got baseball house and football house. That's pretty much all you have. So was it kind of hard to get to know the freshmen and kind of bond with the new faces in the locker room?
Yeah, so our freshman class is pretty big. We have 11 players coming in, and so that's like almost half of our team. So they're a tight knit group, and they can't have visitors over in the dorm. So we couldn't go help them move in or do anything like that. And so they're all really close with each other. But the hard part was getting them to know us and us getting to know them. So, but yeah, we especially once we first got here and the weather was nice, we tried to coordinate some stuff outdoors, go to the beach, maybe a little bit, play some tennis, do some fun stuff just to get to know people. And as we've gone through the year, we've gotten really close with them. So, I mean, now it's J term, so we know them pretty well now, but, yeah, at the beginning it was a struggle compared to the past. Because I mean, my freshman year, we just came here and we were always with everybody, and now we can't really do that all the time.
Did you say J term? You guys
Yeah,
have 3 terms?
um, it's like a month long. It's like the January term. Like you can take a class, but it's only like a month long. Not most people don't.
Intercession.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, wait, because Johnson and Wells, one of the schools I was going to go to, they had 3 terms, so it was like 3 semesters, and that's
Uh,
like weird. Um, but so obviously you guys got the news. How long ago did you get the news that you guys were going to actually have a season? You guys started skating and getting ready.
I want to say the beginning of December. I don't remember the exact date, but it was the very beginning of December, kind of right before finals week. We didn't think we were gonna be able to play, and our coach even said after listening in on the meetings that he didn't have a good feeling about it. And he's a very optimistic guy, so hearing this from him, we were all kind of like, we didn't think we were gonna have a season at first.
So obviously you get the news. You guys are skating. Were you guys the same way as everybody else, where you had smaller groups? First, you started outdoor training, and then you got bigger groups, and then you gradually got into the rink and into the weight room together as a full team. And now you guys are fully together, getting systems going, trying to get as quickly as, as quickly as possible, get ready for the season.
Yeah, so at first our workouts were outside, and then they got moved inside. Since we have our own facilities, we were able to start skating right at the beginning of the year. But for captain's practices, we had to be split up. Half the group goes for an hour, then the other half goes for an hour. And then once coaches were able to get out there, we could have the full team. This week we're only half groups again until everybody gets multiple tests taken, and then we can be full next week.
Got it. And so you guys are wearing masks on the ice or no?
No, we wear a bubble.
Nice. That's unreal. So I obviously reffing is not even close to skating full speed for an hour and a half at a time. I'm reffing, and they gave me this face mask I got to wear, and it's horrible. So yeah, you guys are lucky.
We are.
But so you're obviously there now. You just had a team workout. Has it been easy going, fun? How have practices been, knowing that you don't have as long as usual to get ready for a season?
What was that?
How have the practices been going, knowing that you don't have as long to get ready for the season?
Well, our program's kind of known for our conditioning, unfortunately. So well, we haven't skated yet since we've been back from break, but once we do, I think our first 2 days are no pucks. So we'll be skating a lot, and our coach is pretty good at getting us into game shape. So we're not too worried about that, but it'll be a lot to do within a certain amount of time, especially since we didn't think we were going to have a season. So we weren't really doing most of that stuff. We were just working on skills. Now we got to do all the game like stuff to get ready for the season.
And it goes back to that game at Eau Claire, right? Isn't that you guys were the better conditioned team? So I guess priding yourselves on conditioning is a pretty good thing to pride yourselves on.
Yes, that's our coach's thing. He said no team will ever outskate us.
That's unreal. That's pretty much it for the hockey talk. I mean, that's unreal. The only other question I got is what sets River Falls apart is a big one. So one of the things I like to do is I like to ask what's so special about your school is because like what if you were talking to a recruit would you say to get them to go there?
Well, I always tell the recruits when they come here, I say, you got to go where the coaches want you the most, because that was the best advice I ever received. And our coaches, they make you feel wanted. They will, if they want you, then they'll let you know. And they don't just do that until they get you. They continue to do that. I mean, I'm going into my junior year and they still make me feel very wanted. They do it to our seniors. Doesn't matter who you are, how much you play. They make you feel wanted and needed on the team. And that's what you want. You don't want a coach that just wants you, and then once you're committed, kind of pushes you aside and doesn't say much. But our coaches aren't like that.
That's unreal. Very player favored coaches.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. And then finally, of course, USA, Canada tonight, Wisconsin. Do you know anybody on either team? I know it's a very small hockey world.
I do. Yeah, actually, I grew up playing youth hockey with Cole Caulfield.
There it is.
So, yeah.
Yeah, John Farinacci. He used to he skates in North Jersey with this power skating coach that we used to go to, and I didn't realize it. Like I didn't skate with him. I don't know him, but I said that name sounds so familiar. My brother looked at me. He goes, "Yeah, that's because you used to skate with the same coach." And she used to compare his notes to whether it was the USHL guy, the D1 guy. Everybody got their notes compared to John Farinacci. She had a sense that he was going to go somewhere. So I guess now he's showing everybody up playing in the gold medal game of the World Juniors.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for coming on. Unreal interview, unreal conversation, whatever it was. But good luck this year. You guys are again something special with the ability to play hockey in a pandemic. And again, good luck.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on here.